Strong legs, these are awesome. But when taken too far, strong legs can lack a level of agility. They become dull, they become slow. Flexible legs, equally awesome. But when taken too far, they can be seen as weak and brittle. The goal with bamboo legs is to try and combine all of these different and exciting attributes, agility, coordination, elasticity, alongside strength and flexibility in order to produce wonderfully working, sustainable, lifelong bamboo legs. The inspiration behind bamboo legs comes from nature and bamboo itself. It's light, it's quick. All of these qualities are what we want in bamboo legs. When we seek to build bamboo legs, we ask ourselves a simple question. How can I bring all of these different qualities together into one foundation? So there are 4 key pillars when we start talking and looking and training bamboo legs. But what's really important is not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So therefore, without further ado, pillar number 1, of course, is strength. In order to build bamboo legs, we need to have durability and robustness. And this is where pure strength training really comes into its own. We're looking at building robust legs that can carry us. They can lift heavy objects. And of course, they can withstand damage and duress. Key aspect number 2 is, of course, then flexibility and mobility. We're looking at range. We're looking at being able to articulate our hips, our legs through far greater ranges of motion with control and without a lack of confidence. We want to feel ready and prepared in order to dive into new ranges with a fast or slow dynamic. We can produce flexibility in different ways. We can have loaded stretching. We can have loaded progressive mobility. We can have passive stretching. We can even simply work our strength training through as much range of motion as possible, therefore saving time and, of course, generating more range and strength through that range over consistent activity. Whichever way you choose to produce and gain more mobility and more flexibility, make sure it fits you and your profile. If you're someone that holds a lot of excess tension, maybe it makes more sense for you to work a little bit more with passive flexibility, therefore reducing your overall tension and hopefully allowing you to gain some potential range of motion to work with in your strength training. If you're someone that's quite relaxed, has a quite calm demeanor, and maybe has a bit of a lax and kind of softer tension overall, maybe it makes more sense for you to work with strength training and simply work your strength training through a greater range of motion and therefore producing more force through more range and therefore gaining access to it more often. Key pillar number 3 for me is elasticity. And I mean producing force and, of course, rebounding force and taking or absorbing force. Jumping, plyometrics, the use of this in parkour, in acrobatics, even in things like climbing and BJJ, contextually applying this quality, this skill, this incredibly fast dynamic, producing force, rebounding of tendons, of structures, and actually the fascial layers of your musculature. This is one of the most exciting aspects of building bamboo legs. It's far more engaging than simple passive stretching in the mobility aspect or reps and sets to produce strength over a long period of time. The lightness and agility from the elasticity work is a fantastic quality to use, and it shows that over a long period of time, those that maintain and produce agility and coordination have a lesser rate of aging than those of us that don't. Finally, talking about aging, we have softening. And I say this in the best of senses. We need to, of course, reduce overall tension. When we produce strength and mobility, we're working the body hard. We're looking for adaptation. So it's also good to look at the flip side of this, which is, of course, shaking, softening, reducing overall tension down, allowing the recovery process to begin, and really allowing this malleability of our legs to come forth. We don't want them to be stiff and rigid. We want them to have this malleability to be able to choose to be strong and fast and agile and mobile, but also to be soft, to be relaxed, to be articulate in slow and easy ways. If you're someone that struggles to sit cross-legged in the park with your friends, then maybe this is something you can get into, some passive stretching, some easy shaking to reduce your overall tension and to allow yourself to relieve yourself of any unnecessary tension. Adaptability and choice is the name of the game here. We have lots of different modules to work with, so choose what's most relevant for you. As I said prior, If you're someone that's biased towards strength training in your natural history, maybe it makes more sense to work with more passive realms in order to balance the equation. Likewise, if you're someone that loves yoga, loves meditation, loves calm and relaxing aspects of training, maybe it makes more sense for you to work with more robust and heavy type work, just for a small amount of the time per week. Long-term consistency will really pay dividends for you here, and you'll see great benefits towards your bamboo legs long-term. So there you have a small and simple starting point for you to start working on your bamboo legs. I hope that was somehow inspiring or engaging and maybe ignited a small spark for you to work long term. Now, if you want more in-depth guidance, I produced a whole 3-piece course called Bamboo Legs in collaboration with Daniel Zavatovic, a good friend of mine. It is on both our websites. You can go check it out in the description down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any more suggestions, questions, please feel free to comment down below. I love seeing all of your comments. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and maybe send this to a loved one if you think this is of use to them. Thank you and keep figuring things out. I'll see you in the next one.